Klopfenstein.
Here.
Councilmember Wynn Penaloza.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Tran.
Here.
And Mayor Jones.
Here. May I ask Assistant City Manager Matt West to do the invocation, followed by Councilmember Dovin to lead us in the pledge.
Please prepare yourself according to your faith. Dear Lord, we pray for your guidance as we convene here tonight. Yesterday, we witnessed your awe-inspiring greatness up in the heavens as celestial bodies aligned. Tonight, we ask that you lift up our local leaders. We pray that our governmental bodies are strengthened with wisdom and grace as they continue to demonstrate alignment between city policies and city resources. Keep their hearts pure and their eyes always turned towards the future as they work in the best interest of the people they are called to serve. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Please turn to face the flag. Line up a heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Alrighty, that takes us on to presentations. We've got an exciting one tonight. Item 1A is a community spotlight in recognition of Garden Grove High School's cheer team for winning the CIF SS Division 4AA championship.
The privilege tonight to read in the community spotlight. At this time, I'd like to invite the Garden Grove High School's cheer team, Advisor Laura Lewis, Coach Monica Ivins, Coach Julie Oblanis, and Coach Brooke Hesla. Please come forward. Garden Grove High School went head-to-head against 16 teams in the CIF Southern Section Division 4AA Traditional Cheer Competitive Championships, with Garden Grove winning the title. This was Garden Grove High School cheer team's first CIF title in the high school's 103-year history. And Garden Grove High School became the first school in the Garden Grove Unified School District to earn a cheerleading CIF title. The road to becoming CIF champions was long, but Coach Monica Ivins said, from the start, the team showed they were motivated to learn new skills. They put in tireless hours of practice, overcame challenges, and had unyielding determination, which led them to success. The Garden Grove High School cheer team continues to represent Garden Grove as one of the top cheerleading teams, receiving many notable awards and achievements, including the USA National Champion titles in 2021 and 2023. Most recently, the CIF Southern Section recognized Sydney Loof, Jillian Rosalise, and Han Lee as 2024 All-Star Cheerleaders, and Coach Monica Ivins as the 2024 Coach of the Year. As the season comes to an end, Coach Monica Ivins reflects on the team's hard work and says, "It was a pleasure to coach such an amazing team. These girls have every reason to be proud of themselves. The city couldn't be prouder of these young athletes and their coaching staff for their perseverance, character, and spirit." At this time, the mayor and city council would like to present the Garden Grove High School cheer team with certificates in recognition of their 2024 CIF Southern Section Division 4AA championship. Congratulations.
Where's Jaden? Crystal.
Did someone actually get their own? Did someone actually get their own?
I got my own.
I did.
All right, don't run off, guys. I want you guys all to come. We're going to get a big group picture.
Okay. Okay.
We'll do a group picture together.
The one group you probably won't have to direct how to stand.
The tall one's in the back.
Oh, no, to a G after.
What?
Here.
Yeah, I'm in the back row.
Yeah, we're in the back. Tall one's in the back.
I know how you feel. As long as my face can see the camera, I'm okay.
No, we get a few more down. Scoot on down more that way. That way we all get in.
There you go.
There we go.
Act like you've spent some time together.
Yeah. Like you know each other.
1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. 1, 2, and 3.
Wow.
You can always pop it.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Back again next to you.
Smile for the paparazzi.
Yeah.
It's only once every 100 or so years.
They need it or not.
How about a 10-second cheer?
Yeah, let me do it 10.
You gotta do a cheer. You have to organize a cheer.
Okay, I just want to say it's been such an awesome year. I'm so proud of these girls. They put in so much work, and this win was so well deserved. Again, I don't know how many times I can tell you guys, I'm so proud of you guys. So great job.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. You guys may want to take this opportunity to go ahead and clear out because now we're going to fill potholes and
All the
do
boring stuff
like
now.
that.
Thank you. Thank you. Good job, guys. Thank you, guys. Yeah. We expect you guys back here next year now.
Yeah, there you go. Next generation.
Yeah, pretty much. Huh?
Oh, they're out there on the table.
Can you close the door? Oh, you got it. Yeah. All righty. We will keep moving. We'll go to oral communications. I've got a handful of cards, starting with Kyle Mason.
Oh, he must
I
not
don't see him. All right. We'll try Kevin Tran. Kevin Kit Tran. Oh, sure. Yeah, sorry. Okay, Father Bao.
So we all together. First of all, we thank you so much, all mayor and council members. We're very blessed that we're here to serve our city in the Diocese of Orange. And yes, just recently, for the last 3 years, we have we call Marian Day Conference. And the program we run from the afternoon of Friday up to the evening, late evening, around 10, but we wish go to 11. And also we continue on the same program, but extended to the second day, that is Saturday. And also in the morning from 8 o'clock until 10, we respect the curfew. But the enculturation with all the Vietnamese culture, and also we serve all the young people born here. So we would love that we extend that into 11 p.m. And my co-chairs here with me, Kevin and Josh, would you like to say a few more words before? Please come in.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem and council members. My name is Josh Nguyen. I'm part of the team that Father Bao is heading, which is we are organizing a Marian Days conference, happen in July, usually in second week. This year is going to be in on the 12th and the 13th of July. And the reason for us to requesting an extended hours of operations is because of the need of the faithful and parishioners that come in. We estimated last year the crowd that coming through our campus over the 2 days in between 20,000 to 25,000. So it's looked like we have a small festival. And with that, which is we have many programs that we go throughout the day, and at the end to winding down, people relax and have food and have a little entertainment. And that's the reason why we do need to have extended hours. We are very mindful of the noise ordinance from cities, and we would like to have that, and we keep it under control by start winding down the noise around 10 o'clock. But we would like to have the opportunity to provide people with a full day of programs, not running until the 11 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Kevin?
So good evening, Mayor Jones, honorable council members, and also city staff. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. My name is Kevin Tran, and I am president of the Vietnamese Catholic community here in the Diocese of Orange, or the County of Orange. And I'm also a resident of the community, the Garden Grove community here for over 15 years. So along with me, we're here to let you know that we're supporting this event. The attendees to this event are, as you have known, there are a few people here. Mr. Lan, who is the part of the Board of Education for the Garden Grove Unified School District, Ms. Cindy Tran, which is the Mayor Pro Tem, and of course Josh and Father Bao. We're part of the community, and we're here to let you know that we wanted to support this event. This event brings a lot of not only enriching the spiritual lives of our faithful, but also bringing in a lot of opportunity and business opportunities for our local businesses as well. It is an event that I think would encompass a lot of the good deeds for our city. And with that, we're asking for your approval and support for this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lan Nguyen? Yep.
Good evening, Mayor, Council Member. My name is Lan Nguyen. I'm also a resident of the city of Garden Grove. I'm also a member of the Vietnamese Catholic community here. Actually, I was at the Marian Day last year, and I was finishing the Mass and enjoying the food. All of a sudden, the whole thing went dark, and it's just all the sound was cut off. It was very disheartening when just thousands of us were enjoying the food and having a good time after the very blessing religious ceremony. And I don't know if you are aware, the Marian Day is a hugely popular event. We normally had to travel to Missouri for the week-long event, and that just like the Catholic from all over maybe World II, congregate in Missouri to attend that special event. But now the Cathedral Parish organized the event here, right here in the heart of Southern California. That's why this is the point where we, Vietnamese Catholic, congregate from all over the world too to admire the Cathedral campus and also join us in the celebration of this special day. We are very mindful of the neighbor around us, but we should be aware that Cathedral campus is a huge campus in the middle of the business area. There's a few housing projects there, but the organizer, I know, they do their best to mitigate the effect on the sound. But other than that, it is a religious event with so many people. They have to be sound, and because they condense the program in week long into 2 weekdays, 2 weekends here. So that's why it's very important for them to be able to extend it to 11 p.m. so that they can enjoy the food, the cultural activity, and especially camaraderie of the religious people from all over, at least in Southern California. So therefore, it's very important. I would ask the City Council to support us to allow the organizer to extend the event at least until 11 p.m. on each day, so that they will be able to organize a wonderful event, so it'll be enticing to many other people from all over the U.S. to attend this event. And thank you very much for consideration of this request for us.
Thanks, sir. Fat Bowie.
Good evening, Mayor Jones and my former colleagues. It's such a great pleasure to be back here in front of you, this time on this side of the ISOs. It's such a quite different experience. But anyway, I'm here in support of the extension, the hour extension for the Marian Days. As you know, ever since the Catholic acquired the Christ cathedrals, I have been dreaming of bringing the Marian Days from Missouri to Garden Grove, because I realized that it will bring so much businesses and community success and getting together. The Marian Day used to be an annual tradition by the Vietnamese Catholic. They gather by hundreds of thousands in Missouri every single year. And so it will be a good idea to have a second Marian Days right here in the heart of Garden Grove. The event is so successful that it mandates long hours, mostly just to pray the Lord, sing for the Lord, and get the youth together and practice, the Catholics' belief. I remember for the many years that I support the Korean festival community, for the Korean community, and they always struggle to close the event at 10 o'clock, let alone such a big event such as the Marian Days. So I humbly asked the mayor and the city council to consider it and approve the extension to 11 o'clock. Obviously, we need to be concerned with, the welfare of our residents. But fortunately, this event is during, the weekends, and we can always consider other measures so that the noise will not be such a huge impact to, the few residents that live a little bit further outside of that campus. For example, we could ask the organizer to tone down the volume by a few percent, maybe 15%, but the police and other communities, city staff will be able to, take a look at that and see, once it hit 10 o'clock, how much volume do we need to bring it down so that it would be not as much of an impact to our residents. So with that, I humbly ask you to vote yes to extend it to 11 o'clock, and maybe until 2 a.m. if we can. Just kidding. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you.
And council members, it's such a great pleasure to be back here. And thank you. Good to see you again, Lisa and Oman, and everyone else there too.
Thank you. Leland Sisk.
Hard act to follow. Mr. Mayor, council members, and this excellent city staff, I have just two items I'd like to touch on quickly. One is illegal street vendors. I live near Euclid and Chapman, and any day of the week that you want to go there, on Chapman Avenue, the west side of Euclid, in that center divider, they take it over and they got bags of oranges, and they sell right there on the street. I don't know if it's illegal. I've been told that this a law had been passed that says you can't prevent them from selling. But they're taking over public property. They're standing there selling bags of oranges, fruit, other things. I've heard people almost get in fights because the person selling the fruit was making change, the light's green, nobody can go. Come on. And we've got a big Ralph's supermarket right there. The Ralph's has to have a license. Why don't the people in the street have to have a license? It needs to be done. I see it all over the city, and I think it needs to be stopped. It's that one in particular. Next thing I want to talk about, I came in and I had complained about the speed limit on 9th Street between Chapman and Orangewood being 40. I'd like to invite any of you, anytime, to bring a lawn chair and come over about this time of day. Put yourself on the grass adjacent to 9th Street and watch the races. Motorcycles, modified cars, modified Subarus, name it, they race there. And if you think I'm kidding, come over some night and watch. It's amazing. I don't know where they start because I hear them winding up way down the street. I would say there's cars going up and down that street 60 or 70 miles an hour. One day, somebody's going to get killed. And you can't say I didn't warn you. Come over sometime and just watch. It's ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you. Kyle Mason.
Good evening, Mayor Jones and Mr. O'Neill, everybody. Number one, I want to thank Mr. O'Neill for coming out and taking a walk around our neighborhood. We got the water stopped from Social Security on the 15th of March, the first time the water has not run since last June. But we have a big graffiti problem, a transient problem, and the security guard came out and told me that Social Security is supposedly having to put a fence across and connect it to Simpson Chevrolet. Well, Simpson Chevrolet needs to clean up that front yard still. And I'd also asking you guys, what about the fence for the riverbed? This weekend and every weekend, it's a hole that you guys just don't understand. I mean, last night I was out there till 2 o'clock this morning chasing people out. And if I don't, you guys are going to be finding more dead bodies down there. So I don't know what to say. But thank you for very much coming out and taking a look around. The women's club area where the cell phone towers, is there any way of getting them to put that kind of fence around those cell phone towers in that area? If that could be addressed. And I also, is there a number or any way I could get a hold of you, Mr. O'Neill? All right, I will wait till after the meeting and speak with you then. Again, thank you guys very much.
Thank you. That's all the cards I have. Is there anyone else in the audience wishing to speak on any matters that are not listed on the agenda? All right, seeing none, we will close oral communications and proceed to written communications. We do have one item, 3A, and this is the written request from Christ Cathedral Parish.
Item 3A is a consideration of a written request from the Christ Cathedral Parish, Diocese of Orange, to extend the higher noise levels from 10 o'clock p.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. on Friday, July 12th and Saturday, July 13th, 2024 at the Christ Cathedral property, and Ms. Pelayo is here to give that report.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. The Diocese of Orange has organized the annual Marian Days event at the Christ Cathedral since 2021. The celebration draws Vietnamese faithful from Orange County, LA, San Diego, San Bernardino, and San Jose counties. In 2023, the event welcomed over 20,000 attendees during the two-day event, including a significant presence of out-of-state and international visitors. This year, the Diocese of Orange is organizing the annual Marian Days on Friday, July 12th and Saturday, July 13th, and would like to request City Council approval to extend operating hours from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Additionally, this request would also require approval to make an exemption to the hours listed in the noise ordinance establishing lower noise thresholds after 10 p.m. Approval of this request will not have a financial impact to the city. The police department will be reimbursed for all personnel services provided during the event. Staff recommends that the City Council consider the written request from the Diocese of Orange. This concludes my report, and representatives are also here from the Diocese of Orange to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. George, go ahead.
Question. So I really have only one question. It's a huge campus, a huge area. Where specifically is the stage going to be set up? Is it going to be, and maybe the Father, could you answer that, or one of the, I just want to know exactly where we're planning on putting the stage. Are you going to put it like back in the parking lot by the houses, or more like towards where the church is, or?
Yes, I don't know if you are familiar with the campus or not, but we do have a big statue of Our Lady of the Bank right there, which is the far east side of the campus, northeast of the campus. And our stage and sound systems are going to be there. And the south are going to be vibrate toward the campus by itself. So it's incumbent within the campus, mostly, not projecting outside of the campus.
So you're like on the Chapman end, going
Lewis,
south.
Lewis,
or I'm sorry,
Lewis,
the Lewis
yeah.
side coming.
From travel east to west.
Roger that. That's my only question. Thank you very much.
Tim?
Kim.
Just because it's my district, I wanted to make the motion, but if you have comments, go ahead.
Oh, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
motion
Just a
and make
quick
comments
comment.
after.
Oh, sorry. So just want to put a quick note that I have support the Marian Day, and my student went there and perform for the day. But our council have been talking about what can we do to support our diversity, the culture and all that. And this is one of the event, and it will be a big event, more than 20,000 people coming to the weekend. So before people, I just want to make sure that we understand that this is something that we always want to support. And so that was it. Thank you.
Go ahead, Kim.
Thank you. Given that the church, the Christ Cathedral, is located in my district, I wanted to make sure to be the one to motion for it and just show my strong support. A couple years ago, prior to just before the pandemic, lived in the apartments neighboring Christ Cathedral, and I never had any issues with noise, despite many of the events that they would have. I think, given the location of where they usually have activities, we've participated in one before right before that statue was erected. We were at a very large festival that they had, and it was a very well attended, very well coordinated, organized event, and the noise was very minimal outside of the church campus, as it is a very large campus. So I have no issues with that. I would just mention, I think, I can't remember your name, sorry, but I remember you mentioned something about supporting small businesses. So I would just encourage, if you're going to have catering, to please support local Garden Grove restaurants or other businesses in the community, so that they can also benefit from that. Maybe seek sponsorships and highlight those businesses in some sort of program, just so that the 20,000 plus folks traveling through Garden Grove have an opportunity to also visit and spend their money here. I think that would be a great way to help support the city in return as well. But with that being said, I support it. I think 11 is a little early, so I would have supported a little later if you wanted. But I would like to make the motion to support the 11 p.m. curfew adjustment.
All right, we have a motion and a second, and we'll call to vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Once again, on behalf of the community of Christ Cathedral, we thank you so much, and we continue to blossom our community here in the city of Garden Grove. So you're all in my prayer, and may God bless you abundantly. Thank you so much.
Thank you for all you do. All right. You guys are welcome to clear out if you like. We're going to move on to other agencies. We will now start with successor agency. Madam Clerk, would you like to call roll?
Member Bradicam?
Here.
Member Tran?
Here.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Klopfenstein?
Here.
Member Win Penaloza?
Here.
Vice Chair O'Neill?
Here.
And Chair Jones.
Here. All right, we already did oral communications, consent items, just receive and file the minutes. Can I get a motion?
Move it.
Call the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Okay, any matters? Seeing none, we will adjourn and go to sanitary districts. So I'll hand it over to President O'Neill.
Mr. Mayor, at this time, I'll call the Garden Grove Sanitary District Board of Directors meeting to order for Tuesday, April 9th. If the clerk could please call the roll.
Member Bradicam?
Here.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Klopfenstein?
Here.
Member Win Penaloza?
Here.
Member Jones?
Here.
Vice President Tran?
Here.
And President O'Neill.
Here. Thank you. We have 2 items. We've already held oral communications simultaneously with council. We have 2 items on the consent calendar. These will be acted simultaneously unless anybody wants to pull anything. Consider a motion.
Move.
Motion.
Second.
Second. Okay. Let's call for the vote. Thank you.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Any matters from board members on the sanitary district? Hearing or seeing none, we'll adjourn, and the next meeting will be Tuesday, April 24th in this room. Thank you. Back to council.
We will actually go over to Public Finance Authority. So, yep. We will, let me see how that works. Oh, I'm the chair. Okay, so we'll convene Finance Authority. Madam Clerk, can you please call roll?
Member Bradicam?
Here.
Member O'Neill?
Here.
Member Dovin?
Present.
Member Klopfenstein?
Here.
Member Win Penaloza?
Here.
Vice Chair Tran?
Here.
And Chair Jones.
Here.
Mayor, this is actually a public hearing and is a joint hearing with the city council.
Yeah.
So if you can hear both agencies, but we'll take separate action on the resolutions for each.
And so should we go ahead and proceed with that item now?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we have consent
So
first?
we do have, yeah, we'll start with oral communications we've already done. Consent is just receive and file. Can I get a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Call the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, and then takes us on to public hearings, and per general counsel, we'll do a joint public hearing with both the Finance Authority and City Council open regarding this item.
Item 3A is an adoption of a resolution approving the issuance of the Garden Grove Public Financing Authority Lease Revenue Bond Series 2024A, authorizing the execution and distribution of documents related to such bond issuance. And Ms. Song is here to give that report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Before I start, Honorable Mayor and members of City Council, I want to acknowledge Nick Eager here with me. He's from Stratling. They serve as our bond counsel, and also in the audience we have Anna Sabarian and Chelsea Redmond. They are from Fieldman Rowlap Associates. They are our municipal advisor. So they're here tonight to answer any questions you may have. So now let's get started. What we have here tonight is to ask you to hold a public hearing and adopt a resolution to approve the issuance of a $140 million lease revenue bonds through the Garden Grove Public Financing Authority. Proceeds from the bonds will be used to fund for the design and construction of the Civic Center revitalization project, which includes a new public safety facility, a 4-level parking structure, and a reimagined Civic Center park. 2 weeks ago, Council approved a project agreement with Edgemoor Garden Grove Civic Center Partners, which was a milestone for the project. The project agreement obligates the city to secure financing and funding. The maximum guaranteed price established between the city and Edgemoor is $152 million under the agreement. The city had previously set aside over $17 million for the development of our Civic Center, among which $12 million is designated for the project. The remaining $140 million will be financed. In September 2023, staff began working with our municipal advisor and the developer's financing team to evaluate various financing options. A traditional tax-exempt lease revenue bonds, with the city taking the lead, was deemed to be the most cost-effective option. On November 14, 2023, staff brought forward a resolution of intent to the City Council and obtained your authorization for us to move forward. You have asked us to bring back all the official documents related to the bonds for final approval, and here we are today. So in front of you are a few important documents related to the proposed bond issuance, including an official statement, a ground lease and lease agreement, an indenture, a continuing disclosure certificate, a bond purchase agreement, and an assignment agreement. These are all necessary to cost the issuance of the Garden Grove Public Financing Authority Lease Revenue Bonds, Series 2024A. Here are some detailed information regarding the proposed bonds. The face value of the bond is $140 million. It is structured with leveled debt service over a 30-year term. The average coupon rate is 4.69%, and average debt service requirement is about $8.85 million per year. Based on the market condition in early March, and assuming our underlying credit rating remained unchanged at AA, our underwriter estimated a $10 million premium, which brings down the true interest cost to less than 4.2%. The premium will be designated for capital improvement projects related to the Civic Center, including improving energy efficiency for new and existing city facilities in the Civic Center area. Projects beyond the existing scope of the project agreement will require Council's final approval. City staff have been working diligently with the financing team to minimize the borrowing costs and maximize the proceeds. The bonds was structured without reserves requirement, which will deliver more money to the project. Bond insurance was procured to enhance the credit. Additionally, the city is pledging certain existing facilities, including the City Hall, CMC, Senior Center, and the Public Works Yard during the construction period of the project to avoid capitalized interest. It is worth to mention that the pledge of these city facilities will not have any impact to the city's operations, nor the enjoyment of the residents. It merely serves as a financial security for the bondholders. The city fully intends to make its debt service payments promptly, and pledging existing assets as a collateral for indebtedness is a very common practice. As a matter of fact, a lot of these assets already been pledged for the 2015 bonds, which was defeased in December 2023. So upon the completion of occupying the new police facility and the parking structure, these temporary pledged assets will be released, and the new facility and the parking structure will serve as the pledge until the bonds are paid off. I understand this is a significant step to take for a remarkable project. The city had never entered into a debt this size, and therefore in January, I updated the City Council with our 5-year forecast to discuss whether we can afford it. In that forecast, an annual debt service of $9 million was programmed into the baseline. All of the known increase in costs were also included, including labor, PERS contribution, contract and material cost increases. Our projection was based on a combination of historical trend with conservative escalators built on the revenue side. We also used estimates from our tax revenue consultant, HDL, for the two largest revenue sources, property tax and sales tax. For property tax, HDL projected for fiscal year 25, revenue will be flat. 26, there will be an increase of about 5%, followed by a 1% and 3% growth in the next 2 years. For sales tax, again per HDL, the next 2 years will see small increases of 1.5% year over year, followed by flat amounts in the out years. For hotel visitors tax, we included a 5% year-over-year growth, but the base year was set at $26.5 million, a very much conservative number. It's much less than last year's actual revenue of $28 million. So based on these assumptions, we estimated revenue generated from the normal operations will be sufficient to cover the increased operating costs, including the $9 million annual debt service for the next 5 years. I also want to point out that even though the bonds are structured with a 30-year payment term with an annual debt service near $9 million, it doesn't mean that the city will be paying $270 million over the next 30 years. There is a 10-year call feature. After 10 years, the city can redeem the bonds in its entirety if allowed by our cash position, which we did this with our 2015 lease revenue bonds, by the way. And also, more realistically, we can refund the bonds if market presents a lower interest rate. So in other words, either way, there will be options to achieve significant savings over the life of the bonds. Now, before I conclude my report, I want to thank the financing team. They worked extremely hard to meet our accelerated financing schedule to ensure the success of the project. They are our municipal advisor, again, Philman Rollup Associates, Bond and Disclosure Counsel, Stratling, Yucca, Carlson, Roth, underwriter, Stifel, Nicholas and Company, underwriters counsel, Enzo Galvin, and trustee US Bank. I also want to thank our mayor, Steve Jones, and our city manager, Lisa Kim, and our city attorney, Omar Sandoval, for participating in the credit presentation this afternoon with S&P. I believe we did a pretty good job representing the city pretty well. With that, I welcome any questions that you may have, and ask the Madam Clerk to open the public hearing, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patricia. Before we open the public hearing, any questions of our finance director? Okay. And we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this particular item? Sure.
How can I buy some?
Just addressing us, yeah.
How can the average, how are they going to be sold? Are they going to be sold through an agency? Can the individuals buy these? How can the average person buy them? Or can they? And I'm curious, will the payment of these bonds, if my memory serves me correctly, in the 1% sales tax increase, the guidelines said that the money had to be spent in the same ratio that it was before as the rest of the budget. You can't change who gets how much money just because you have extra money in this tax. So my question is it going to be the same ratio? Can individuals buy these bonds, and will the interest rate be the same for us? It's just long-term investments.
Yeah, we'll see if, I think the consultant can answer that. Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council, staff. My name is Anna Sarabian. I'm with Fieldman, the city's municipal advisor. The bonds are going to be sold to the public on the municipal bond market. Stifel Nicholas Incorporated is our underwriter. So any resident or any retail investor wishing to purchase the bonds can submit that interest to through their retail broker. And their retail broker will contact Stifel, our underwriter, and be able to be considered for purchasing the bond. So the interest rates will be the same for all investors who are purchasing the bonds.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. And begin to deliberate. Councilmember Dovin.
I just have one question for our finance director. Do we have a citizens oversight committee for this bond measure?
We do not have an oversight committee for the bond measure, but we do have an oversight committee for a measure of tax.
Yeah, okay, so.
Completely different item, yeah.
Okay, so we don't have one for this bond. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions or comments? General Counsel, do we take one action simultaneously, or do we have to break it up and take two separate actions? How would you like?
Our recommendations, we break it up by agency. So
Okay.
the city council takes action on its items, and then, well, you do public finance authority after or before. Just take two separate actions.
Should we go ahead and do the Public Finance Authority one now while we're on that?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll move the item.
Okay, great.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion, a second. Call to vote.
Motion receives, 7 yes votes.
All right. Should I go ahead and do that? Should we close out public finance and just go to council?
Well, if there's no more items under public finance, anyone has anything to say on the next?
Yeah,
item?
any matters? Okay. We will adjourn public finance. We'll reconvene city council.
And then you can bring up item 5A.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and skip forward to item 5A, which we considered a joint public hearing, so we'll consider that public hearing item open and closed. And if anyone would like to make a motion for item 5A.
I'd like to again make the motion to defer.
I'll second.
Great. We have a motion and a second by City Council. Call the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
All right, now we're going to back it on up to consent calendar. It's recommended that items 4A through 4K be acted on simultaneously unless anyone would like to pull an item.
Second.
Call the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Alrighty, that concludes consent. We go back to public hearings, and that takes us on to item 5B.
Item 5B is approval of the fiscal year 2024-25 action plan for the use of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development funding. And Mr. Throne is here to give that report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. Purpose of the report before you is to conduct a public hearing regarding the city's fiscal year 24-25 action plan for the use of HUD funds and to authorize the action plan submission to HUD. A little bit of background, HUD requires a public hearing be conducted prior to the approval of the action plan to receive and utilize HUD funds. The city must submit an action plan to HUD 45 days prior to the start of the fiscal year or by May 15th, 2024. HUD has yet to announce the city's fiscal year 24-25 allocations, and the budgets and projections in the draft action plan are subject to change once the allocations are announced. The city staff will use the budget breakdown that is provided in Appendix D of the action plan to adjust the funding levels for each program once the allocations are announced. Approximately $2.75 million in HUD funds will be available during fiscal year 24-25, which includes approximately $15,526 of carryover funds. During fiscal year 24-25, HUD funds will address a wide range of community needs, which includes public services in the amount of $277,603, which is recommended to assist 690 individuals through the Special Resource Team, Senior Center, and Meals on Wheels programs. Next is public facilities and infrastructure in the amount of $800,000 in CDBG funds is recommended for the Monroe Street Rehab Project, which will assist 2,335 individuals. Owner-occupied housing rehabilitation in the amount of $135,000 in CDBG funds is recommended for the home repair program, which will assist 20 households in Garden Grove. Moving to economic development, we are recommending $250,000 in CDBG funds for economic development activities. The first activity would be $100,000 allocated to the Boost program to assist 12 child care agencies in Garden Grove with technical assistance and business expansion assistance. Another $150,000 is proposed to develop another business development program, a pilot program in fiscal year 24-25 that focuses on all business sectors in Garden Grove, and city staff will be undergoing an RFP process to select a qualified agency. It is anticipated that this program will be operational in fall of 2024. Next is affordable housing in the amount of $250,000 is recommended in home funds to the HARP program administered by Interval House. And then we have emergency solutions grant, and the city staff conducted an RFP in January to solicit proposals from qualified homeless service providers for services in fiscal year 24-25. And the ESG recommendations include fund Volunteers of America of Los Angeles, $50,000 to assist 40 individuals with street outreach services. Fund Interval House and Illumination Foundation, a combined $51,000 to assist 30 individuals with emergency shelter. Fund Volunteers of America of Los Angeles, $31,485 to assist 4 households with rapid rehousing services. Fund Mercy House, $35,000 to assist 24 individuals with homeless prevention assistance. And then last, there's 211 Orange County, $5,094 to manage the coordinated entry system. And then last but not least, there's administration. So lastly, we recommend $456,596 in CDBG, home, and ESG funds for administrative expenses. Public notices regarding the draft action plan were published on February 23rd, 2024 in local English, Spanish, and Vietnamese newspapers. The proposed fiscal year 24-25 action plan will allow the city to access $2.75 million in new entitlement grants from HUD and an estimated $15,526 in unexpended prior year funds. Funds will be included as part of the budget for fiscal year 24-25. Staff recommends that City Council open the public hearing, accept comments, and then following discussion, direct staff to submit the fiscal year 24-25 action plan to HUD for approval, and authorize the city manager to execute agreements and make modifications on behalf of the city. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Tim. Colleagues, any questions before we open the public hearing?
Yes, question for Mr. Throne. The administrative cost, is that for our staff?
Correct, yeah, that's staff salaries, that's various public notices that go out throughout the year, and additional, operations expenses in regards to administering those grants.
And who on that team do we have presently?
So we have myself, we have Dana Yang, a program specialist, we have Monica Covarrubias, and that's it, the three-man team.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak specifically on item 5B? Seeing none, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. I'll go first. I just want to say I realize this was a very heavy lift with a lot of work involved. It didn't just come together on its own. So just want to thank you, Tim, Monica, Dana, Ursula, of course, all the collective hours of thought and just diligence that went into putting this together. So thank you so much for your efforts.
Thank you.
Cindy?
Yeah, similar thought. I just want to say thank to Tim, Monica, and Ursula. I actually were able to help some of the business owners came talk to you guys. A couple of weeks later, they got the check, and so that's just amazing. So thank you so much for the hard work, because that was faster than they could anticipate, and I didn't realize how fast you guys were able to process that. So thank you.
Of course.
Steph?
I think I say it every year, but to the community, I know this is a real deep dive. Even just reading the staff report gives a fantastic overview of what's going on. And so I recommend that the community please take a look at this and just see all the incredible work that's happening in the community. And thank you to the team of staff that put this together and worked so diligently on all of this. Always happy to see Meals on Wheels. I just really believe in that program. I had an opportunity to go to the senior center and really see it in action the other day. So always great when we can help our seniors. And I know there's probably other comments. I'd love to make a motion.
Great.
I'll second it, and just with comments also, again, thank you staff for all of your hard work. A very mighty team of three with all of the reporting metrics that you have to present. I will just again, as always, echo that I think we should really focus efforts on meeting with our higher elected office representatives to ensure that they're aware of what pain points we have, although I'm sure they're aware. Let's make them even more aware and annoy them with it. Because looking through the report and seeing monies allocated for affordable housing, it's kind of depressing. And I know that we struggle to build more, but we're also being demanded to build more, but there's not a lot of ways for us to make that happen as a city. And so we're in this never-ending cycle of how do we get something done that's being forced upon us? So the more that we can meet with them, we've been successful in reaching out to them and proposing specific projects for them to earmark monies for. So the more that we can be very specific, get our ducks in a row and present projects for them to earmark monies for us, the better for us, so that we can alleviate funds for something else. So I just want to emphasize that we should do that. And for the next however many months I have left on my term, I'm happy to be present at any meetings, given my longstanding relationship with several of our current higher elected officials. So whatever pressures I can help, let's have me do that before November. Otherwise, I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. We'll call the vote.
Motion received, 7 yes votes.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you, guys. Okay, that takes us on to items for consideration. We do have one listed, but we're actually going to withdraw it for consideration tonight, so it will come back to us at a later date. So that is that for items. That takes us on to matters. There's none listed, so we'll go around the horn, starting with George.
Yeah, Same one, we still have a continuing problem with people dumping stuff in alleys and whatnot. And I just want to remind everyone that's way more work, sneaking out in the middle of the night and dumping a couch or a bed or something. All you have to do is call Republic, free of charge. And they come to your house, your apartment, your condo, and they pick it up and they take it away for you. You don't have to sneak out in the middle of the night and dump it in a flood control channel or anything. That's way more work. Just call. It's free. Every resident of our community is entitled to 3 bulky item pickups a year, up to 10 items per pickup. So if you got an old refrigerator you're getting out, or an old couch or something, just call Republic. They'll come pick it up. You don't need to dump it illegally and dirty up our city, make it look bad. So that's the first thing. The next one, more positive, state of the city. Our mayor's last state of the city. I'm looking forward to it. Are you going to do a dance for us or anything?
Hope not. Nobody wants that. Yeah.
But I think that's Thursday, right?
Yep.
So looking forward to that. And anybody who's wanting to go, call the Garden Grove Chamber, and I'm sure they can purchase a ticket still. And that's all I have.
John.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I have a few items. So really excited about the move we made tonight with the bonds to finance our safety building. It's a monumental pivot point here in Garden Grove to public safety is what we're here for. So public safety, putting the resources we need in. It's over 50% of our budget. It's a lot of money, $140 million borrowed and $152 million. But our annual budget is about $350 million, and we wouldn't do this if we didn't think we could afford it. And going forward to the future councils, this city's always been blessed with some very great financial folks that are helping us run the city and being very financially conservative in that aspect. So I'm really looking forward to and I really appreciate all the staff and everybody, the fast pace that this is going, because it's been in the works for many years, but now that we're moving ahead, where it's full steam ahead. So it's great to see stuff already happening on that. There was a speaker that talked about the street vending. I believe it is illegal to street vend on the medians. They can street vend on the sidewalk if there is a sidewalk, but they have to follow county permits to city permits. So I called myself on that one in the middle of the median at Euclid and Chapman. That's just dangerous for anybody to be on that median. I've called a couple of times. I'm sure any colleagues that have driven by there have probably called the chief and said, hey, we need to do it. But please call us because, PD is busy running around doing some major stuff. So sometimes we have to call them, hey, there's somebody over there. They could be hit and struck by a car and killed, so we need to get them out of the medians. Mr. Kyle, the public speaker, we're working on all those things. We're dealing with the county, OCTA, the city public works on all the fencing required, Simpson Chevrolet, Social Security Department, and Garden Grove, our property that we own. So we're working on that. The wheels turn a little slowly when you're dealing with that many agencies, but we're on top of it. Also, the biggest thing today was we cut the ribbon on Magnolia Park. So we got a fresh face of Magnolia Park today. It's got a great citrus theme from the Wakeham family that owned that property back from the 20s to the 50s. Back in the 50s, when the parents passed away, they sold 4.5 acres of that property to the city, and that's what's been Magnolia Park since I've been here, born in '65. Steve's been here his whole life. So we have played there a lot when we were kids and still got the pool, still got the resource center, but we just put a new facelift on it. So if you're by Magnolia Park, go check it out. And let's keep it clean, folks. Let's all do our part to, if you see somebody tagging or throwing trash or doing that, please call us and we'll get somebody over there right away. We need to protect our home here. So that's all I got. Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Couple quick items. So I got a tour at the Acacia Adult Day service. When I came in, the adult was dancing with Gangnam Style. And then after that, they get the snack, and then they got flower when they go home. It was just a great feeling to see adult, the elder, get to enjoy and have fun. So at the end of the tour, they want to say thank to our public works for helping them with cleaning up outside and trim the tree, because the tree was so tall. They said they wouldn't be able to do that by themselves. So they just want to say thank you to the public works and to the city for providing that service. That helped Second item, just want to say congratulations to all the employee, got the Employee Service Award from our city. I was very impressed, like how many employees that been here 15, 20, 25, and even 30 years. But not just that, the staff did an amazing job. You came in, great program, the room looked amazing, so you guys did a great job. Job well done. That same day, actually, council member George and I went visit the dispatch. So I was always curious about them, and these are the people that answer our phone call when we call 911, right? And so I want to know what they're doing and just kind of come and support. So I brought some food that I make, chicken beef and the fruit dessert and all that. But thanks to Council George Pettigum for bringing the drink. It was just nice to have, sit down and just get to know more about the job. Next item, I would like to say thanks to John Montages for helping the senior fightback defense group. They have been working with our staff, find the location, and our staff were able to book the day and find the room. And it was raining that day, and we were able to move inside one of the community center at the Garden Grove Park. So thank you. And last but not least, we talk about homeless so many times, and this one relates to the homeless and graffiti issue at the near the corner of Chapman and Gilbert. So I got some feedback note from our residents, so I already forwarded to our city staff, and we look into it, and we'll have some answer to our residents soon. That's it, sir.
Thank you. Joe? Thank you, Mayor and colleagues. First, I'd like to thank the City Manager who provided me with the Black April proclamation plaque, which has become an annual tradition. I'd like to share with any committee group that would like to receive it. I'd be happy to present it, the Black April plaque, to commemorate our refugee experience and immigration to the United States here, particularly Orange County, which has become our new home. And we celebrate everyone who's been here and thank all the people who have welcomed us and helped us resettle in this newfound country. And John just dated himself going back to, I won't mention the year, but I wasn't born yet.
I'm the youngest, so I can.
But I share in the joy of dedication to Magnolia Park. So please come out there and utilize it and keep it safe and sanitary, like we've always enjoy it. But thank you to our Park and Recreation team, as well as the Community Service Director, John Montages, for all their hard work. And also on the Community Service Department, I asked as City Manager to provide some oversight to the event coming up, which is called Vesak, or Buddha's Birthday, on the 4th and 5th of May. And we approved it here on the dais, and the event can draw 30 to 30,000 people over the 2-day weekend. So parking will be an issue. I'm asking staff to support any traffic or crowd controls that's applicable, and also let the organizer know that we'd like to keep any services to a minimum. Otherwise, they might be getting a bill that they don't expect, and it might be more than they can really afford. So FYI, the neighborhood should be respected and not over-parked in residential areas. So any businesses that can afford some parking, we would appreciate them helping the organizers to provide. And also in neighboring cities, there may be overflow. So particularly Westminster, we call on their mayor and council to support the overflow of parking. But also call on attendees to carpool and drop off, or Uber, or otherwise respect the hours so that the traffic will not become a problem. And that's Buddha's birthday, celebrated annually. It is the Buddha year 2564. So we respect that tradition, and Garden Grove has become home to many diverse religions, including the event we see Marian Day, which is a huge thing to be able to bring to Garden Grove. It's an amazing event. Anybody who's been like in Louisiana or other places where they've held it, it's a big attraction, and people come all over the world, literally. Yeah, it's not just the United States, and it's a kind of a pilgrimage event. So, especially the Mother of Lavang, where they're going to have the stage that George asked about. That was a charitable contribution in the tens of millions of dollars to have that staging and that Mother of Lavang there. So they raised between $40 and $60 million just to create that space. So it's a sanctuary for all those who seek the blessings of their faith, and then I fully support that, and thank you for everybody who showed up, especially Father Bao, who is going to be the head organizer of that event. And lastly, I want to wrap up with the 2024-25 annual action plan, the HUD entitlement funds. I want to share with our residents out there that it is online on our website. If you go to ggcity.org/neighborhood-improvement/reports. What I'm holding in my hand, it's not privy to just the council, and I'm big on citizen oversight. So anybody want to review and make comments, there's Mr. Timothy Throne's email here. It's timothyt@ggcity.org.
Nice.
So it's on the website if you want to have a feedback. We have a very able team of administrators who we depend on to run this project, this program, and just want to share with the public that it's public information. And thank you to our IT staff. We've done a wonderful job with upgrading our website. We even have a GG City app that people can access all this information online. Thank you.
Thank you. Stephanie.
Thank you. I just got back this afternoon from Sacramento. I was on an advocacy trip with ACCOC. They're always a whirlwind, but bring back a lot of great knowledge and just information from them. It's great networking opportunities to meet with our legislators and their staff. So a very large delegation. We had a sold-out delegation this time. We went up there with council from many different cities and other agencies like OCTA, SoCalGas, Edison. And the conversations were lengthy, everything from climate, energy, our grid and EVs, to Prop 1 and Prop 47 reform, water conservation, and infrastructure. I took copious notes, and all of us that are on the board of ACCOC, I'm currently the president, so I was able to facilitate quite a few meetings over the course of the 2 days we were there. And all those notes and everything from those meetings with individual legislators will be at acccoc.org. So if anybody's curious and really wants to take a deeper dive into what exactly we did and how we looked over all these obviously extremely important topics that really resonate with our residents and with our cities, you can go to our website and find that. And lastly, last year, we, as a council, I brought forth an idea of lighting the clock tower blue for Autism Awareness Month. We've done it in the past, and I wanted to bring that back. And so we lit the tower up again recently. I know it's been blue now for about a week, and I think that's the time frame that we decided upon. So race over and take a look at it. It's a wonderful way to support just autism awareness in our community. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's that time again. We just approved a proclamation for April as Sexual Assault Awareness Month. As you know, or maybe don't know, but hopefully we'll look into, Denim Day this year will be April 24th, which is a Wednesday, and we will meet for our annual photo at Steelcraft at 2 p.m. At our next meeting, I will give my annual blurb on what Denim Day is and why it's important, but I hope you have that on the back of your mind, do your own research on it, and hope that I will see you there. If anything more of an incentive, little Miss Penelope Peñalosa will be there in her denim supporting the effort too, so if you want to see her, wear your denim and show up. Plus, maybe grab a boba or coffee on your way out. Now that we've talked about and seen the Magnolia Park unveiling and opening, I am curious to know what's happening with Woodbury Park, so I'd appreciate an update. And the bane of my existence, as always, the four corners of Harbor and Trask. I'm going to start calling it that now, the four corners of the bane of my existence. If we could please continue to work with our SRT team and Caltrans and Public Works to ensure quick as we remove trash and try to provide services to our homeless population, just as quickly they reappear and continue to make havoc. So if we can just continue to be diligent and prevent them from continuing to erupt in encampments before they start, that would be greatly appreciated, mainly because it's the four corners of the different on and off ramps for the 22 freeway. It is a dangerous area in a very heavily trafficked area as well. And also just a note, maybe I missed it, but if we could maybe do a little bit more announcing of construction to our residents, as I was stuck on Harbor in Westminster for a very long period of time. I'm not sure if it was the the streetcar, or if it was a result of just construction that we have for repaving the street. But if we could do more online social media ads to let our residents know, that would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you. Before I turn it over, I just want to make a quick comment. Just huge thanks to our finance director, Patricia Song, and all the team, including Lisa Kim, our city manager, on all their diligent efforts with regard to the bond issuance. As Patricia mentioned, I got to attend a Zoom meeting earlier today with the rating agencies, and I was thrilled to share just how lucky I feel that we have such a cohesive and unified city council here, and especially when it comes to supporting our public safety efforts, and that we're all 100% thrilled to see the new police headquarters and the Civic Center revitalization move forward expeditiously. So just thanks to the whole team for all their diligent efforts behind the scene on pushing that forward as fast as they did. With that, I'll hand over to City Manager Lisa Kim.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. I appreciate the feedback. The team has worked diligently to deliver the public safety building. You will see construction already beginning in preparing the site for development. This week, once the pond is drained and the wildlife is relocated, we are working on having the construction fence installed. So we are full steam ahead, and fingers crossed that we will see the project completed in the next 20 months. I do want to provide an update to the council and to the public. We are in the process of transitioning to a new agenda management system, and with that comes some updates to our city's website relating to access to the city's council meetings, relating to agenda reports that will be implemented on April 16th. So you'll see a preview of what that access website will look like. It'll be an enhanced calendar view of all the upcoming meeting dates and access to also enhanced search capabilities for past agenda items, as well as a roster of all of our elected officials and city council. So again, we want to continue to highlight that there is innovation and transformation and technology enhancements on the horizon, and we'll be providing Council 101 previews of accessing this information as well. Thank you.
Thank you. General Counsel, I already know what you're going to say, but do we have need for closed session?
Yes, Mayor, we do have one closed session item for the City Council and President O'Neill. We do have one item for the Garden Grove Sanitary District. I do want to put on the record for the sanitary district matter. It involves Midway City Sanitary District, which is another client of my office, and so I have conflicted out, and I will not be participating in the sanitary district item, but I will be participating in the City Council item.
All right, thank you. With that, we will wrap it up and head into closed session at this time. Thanks.
Excuse me. I don't mean to interrupt, but in case anybody wants to speak on oral communications for those closed session items, you want to give them that opportunity.
Okay. Anyone wishing to speak on the closed session items? Going once, going twice? All right, we'll close that. Thank you.